Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the atmospheric of our world around us, and each day of our life now proves us that we came back to the times of the real politics, that the politics which was made by pseudo-intellectuals in the cafeterias about morality, about fairness in politics, about some rules and so on and so on, that this stupid dream that many people, including many politicians and business people, were living in for the last 30 plus years, it's definitely over. And now we see that, for instance, current US administration finally, and I really appreciate that, started replying adequately to the actions of Russia and China and other local powers, and these local powers, plus Russia and China, they are really surprised that their smaller friends like Venezuela now being just simply schooled by the current US administration with the arrest of criminal Maduro. And this schooling helps because current Venezuelan regime the same, but without main capo di tutti capi, so boss of all bosses. So Maduro is now collaborating with US, and there is no money for organizations like Hamas and Hezbollah that were washed through Venezuela. There is no cheaper oil for China, so Chinese production will be more expensive, and with exception of diplomatic bullshitting, China cannot respond, and now Iran also has problems, and Russia and China, despite blah blahing all the time in diplomacy, they cannot effectively help them. So the a projection of force is possible in almost every corner of the globe only for thalassocracies, so naval powers, and the US is the most powerful thalassocracy as of now in the history we remember. Because as we know, in my opinion and in opinion of many, there were many civilization cycles which were lasting for several thousands of years at least, and we are one of them. So in our civilization cycle, as of now, US is the most powerful thalassocracy, so naval power that can project the force everywhere on the globe. And I like this politics because instead of doing what previous administrations were doing, sending marines and others everywhere and starting endless wars that not all of them were successful, and so on and so on, but all of them were really costly. This politics we have now, it's very efficient. And we see that, as I said in the beginning of this video, the policy of pseudo-intellectuals in the cafeteria is over. Politics is not about morality of any type. It's not about fairness of any type. It's about taking care of your own business and being efficient. And here we see that some of the countries like European countries ruled by the disconnected socialist and corrupted elites that would like to privatize the profits and socialize the costs of getting the profits. That's why we have this migration problems, this all pseudo idiocy with this pseudo ecological green energy and other stuff. Now we see that European nations have to wake up. Otherwise, the reality is simple. They will be fallen states in about 15 to 20 years due to the demographic and economical changes. It cannot be stopped from outside. It has to also, this process has be stopped from within. So, as I'm always saying, nations need to come back to their traditions and to normal working ethics. Otherwise, this will be only worse and worse. But to large extent, we are, especially in Western European situation in which we are, because elite as well as people, due to the welfare state, got disconnected with reality, and now there is a for many painful wake up, like this Greenland affair. Here I think it should be left between Denmark and US, and I'm really laughing at European countries that they were organizing this pseudo-military expedition, sending 15 or 14 soldiers each of these few countries. And what were they thinking? I don't know, but it shows us the level of disconnection. And after a little bit more than 40 hours, all circus was over. So this we can say for sure it's not what it was before. It shows us the complete degradation and disconnection of the current Western European business political elites, because, as I'm always saying, they are no longer cultural elite because they are too stupid to be cultural elite because they cannot be productive. But to be cultural elite, one needs to be able to create something, because culture is, first of all, about creating. Not necessarily something fully original, but for sure it's about creation. And this elite do not create, they only think about money and think about power, just to have power for power. And we see that and this what we are getting now, it's a final wake up call from the US to change simply the social and political paradigm and rescue this what still is possible to rescue, and secure our existence for future generations. This is how I see it, and now it's a high time, actually quite late, to end up this 30 plus years period of politics that was manifested by the greed and short-sighted approach of business people, some business people, and the politics done by pseudo-intellectuals who are looking for fairness and morality within politics. It's like looking for a virgin in the hospital in which ladies are giving birth to the new life. All the best. Have a nice day. Bye.